Verstappen sent his home crowd wild by winning his home Dutch GP from Lewis Hamilton to regain the world title lead from his Mercedes rival. Verstappen led from the front and did not put a wheel wrong in the first home race of his career, despite coming under pressure from Hamilton at different points of the Zandvoort race, played out in front of an astonishing vocal and colourful local support in the orange-clad grandstands. Hamilton's 3-point advantage at the start of the day now turns into a 3-point deficit heading into next weekend's Italian Grand Prix at Monza, the second of the season's sprint race weekends. Obviously the expectations were high going into the weekend and it's never easy to fulfil that, but I'm just so happy to win here, to take the lead in the championship as well, said Verstappen. It's just an amazing day, the whole crowd, it's incredible. Mercedes boss Toto Wolff conceded. Credit to him, credit to Red Bull, they were absolutely faultless today. Valtteri Bottas finished a distant third in the second Mercedes. Being on a long first stint briefly led the race after the two pitted for the first time, but was only able to hold Verstappen at bay for so long before the Red Bull overtook. Dropping back from the top two after his stop, Bottas was called in for a late tyre change, and despite being urged out of it, the Mercedes driver briefly took fastest lap for his teammate, but Hamilton was called back in at the end of the penultimate tour, and Julie took fastest lap on the end of the final tour. Pierre Gasly, meanwhile, capped a stunning weekend for AlphaTauri by beating Ferrari's Charles Leclerc to fourth. Fernando Alonso overtook countryman Carlos Sainz on the last lap for sixth for Alpine. From a pit lane start after engine changes, Sergio Perez raced well to ace for potentially crucial points for Red Bull in their Constructors' Championship fight. The reigning champions' advantage grows to 12 points in the Constructors. Nevertheless, however, Verstappen and Hamilton started on the front row for the first time together since their acrimonious British GP collision 3 races ago, but there was no repeat of the drama on the opening lap here. Thanks to a textbook getaway from pole, Verstappen was already pulling nicely care of his chief Mercedes pursuer throughout the circuit's long curved first corner and finishing the opening lap with a lead of over 1 second. That steadily grew throughout the first stint, around 3 seconds before Mercedes initiated a two-stopper for the lead car and threw the dice first by pitting Hamilton on lap 20. Red Bull successfully converged the lap later, but pitting Verstappen, meaning Bottas inherited the lead. On a significantly fresher tyre, Verstappen and Hamilton caught the now lead Mercedes at a rate of knots, and Bottas was only able to keep the Red Bull at bay for so long. Verstappen retook the lead with a move down the inside of turn 1 at the start of lap 31, with Bottas then letting his teammate through too. Mercedes again tried to undercut Verstappen with Hamilton at the end of the second stop, but Red Bull once more converted that off to keep their driver in front. In what at the time appeared to be a potential advantage for Mercedes, Hamilton was now on a scrub set of mediums, where Verstappen was on a theoretically slower hard compound, but Hamilton soon said to Mercedes over the team radio, "Doesn't seem to be an advantage, called our bluff too soon." That did not stop the 7-time world champion to closing within 2 seconds of Verstappen. However, that challenge ultimately fizzled out. Mercedes tried to make it difficult for us, and we countered them really well, said Verstappen. "We can be really pleased with the whole team today." Hamilton acknowledged, "What a race, what a crowd. Honestly, it's been a great weekend. Max did a great job, and congratulations to him. I gave it everything, absolutely everything today. I pushed as hard as I could, but they were just too quick." Formula One's latest triple header concludes with one of the most legendary events on the calendar, the Italian Grand Prix. Not only that, but next weekend marks the second of F1 sprint races following its debut at Silverstone. Qualifying takes place this coming Friday night at 5 p.m. UK time, with a sprint race then on Saturday afternoon, and Sunday's Grand Prix at the Temple of Speed is live at 2 a.m. in the UK. Before I go, this was the final classification for today's race. Verstappen winning, absolutely dominant performance, and yeah, that Red Bull really seems to have taken a step forward. Hamilton, I don't think he drove poorly at all. He drove really well, probably just as well as Verstappen, but yeah, that Red Bull just had that extra bit in it, and he needs to bounce back next weekend in a track that should suit Mercedes more. Bottas in third, yeah, a solid enough performance from Bottas. He tried everything he could. Obviously, bit suspect at the end, but you know, it is what it is. Gasly in 4th, Leclerc in 5th. I think I'll be happy with that. Maybe Leclerc thinks he could have finished ahead of Gasly, but still, I think both will be very happy. Alonso in 6th and Ocon in 9th. Really good weekend for Alpine. Solid. Sainz in 7th as well. I think he'll be fairly pleased with that. And Perez as well, from where he came in qualifying. I think it's a solid recovery. But yeah, 2 teams that won't be happy. In fact, 3 teams that won't be happy. Stroll, Vettel, Giovinazzi, Kubica, Latifi, Russell, Norris, Ricciardo. I think most of them will be disappointed. All of those teams just didn't have the pace this weekend. But for Kubica, getting ahead of Latifi, I know Russell retired, but getting ahead of Latifi was a good achievement for him. Yuki Tsunoda, once again, even though he did retire, he just didn't have the pace this weekend. And Mazepin, Schumacher, yeah, that kind of whole situation really needs to sort it out, because it does look like it's getting a bit feisty there. Anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, leave your thoughts, comments down below, and follow me on Twitter, links straight below for daily F1 news. Subscribe to my channel on the screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching,